Well, hello. In this video, we're going to take a look at the admin or office staff side of DrillRoster and see how to run a drill in real time. So first of all, before you start a drill, the system is going to detect what period you're in based on the time of day and the schedule that you'll set up, which we'll cover in another video, how to set up those schedules. But you can always override and choose the period that you're currently in. So I'm going to go ahead and select period 2, and we're just going to click this red Start Roll Call button. All of our important buttons are going to be in red in this software. So here we are in the roll call screen. There's an active incident right now. And the first thing you might want to consider doing, if you have the time, is renaming your roll call, because as you can see in my demo system here, I've got 332 incidents, and if I go look back through my log later, that might be hard to figure out which incident was which. So I can quickly rename, and I can just call this test drill. Maybe yours is a fire drill or an active incident or something of that nature. If you don't have time to do it in the moment because you're in the middle of a real situation or a fast-paced drill, then don't worry about it. You can always rename it later. So I'm going to click Save, and now I've renamed this test drill. A couple things about the interface. Right here in the middle of the screen, this is your important stuff. Over on the right here, this is our dashboard. This is where all the information is about the drill. So we've got a timer, you notice, right off the bat. So this starts timing right away. You don't have to carry a stopwatch with you anymore. Then you've got our status box where we're seeing total numbers of accounted, total students remaining, and even a little countdown timer, not timer, but countdown, student countdown for you. My system's only got 13 students, but it works really well with hundreds of students. And then down here we have teacher status, which shows teachers that have started reporting, teachers that haven't started yet, and then teachers that are complete. On the left here, we've started out in the No Report Yet tab, and these are students that, if you'd like, you can start going through and marking students absent if you know they're absent. Your office staff can help you with this, certainly. But for example, if it's a long list and I want to search for a student, I can just start typing their name and I'll see that student right away. And I can mark that student absent if I'd like. And you'll notice they disappear from my list. I have to clear this real quick to see the rest of the list. And Katie won't show up in this list anymore. That's because she's moved over here to the absent tab. One important note is teachers do not have the ability to mark students absent. They only have the ability to mark students with me or not with me, but they can also leave notes. So I'll go over that with you here now. As I start from the teacher end, I've got my phone pulled up. I'm going to start marking a couple students with me. So you'll notice Nicholas Butcher is going to disappear because I just marked him with me. He's moved over. I'll do the same with John Coltrane, actually, for you music fans. Those students have moved over to the accounted tab. Boom, no problem. But more importantly here, possibly, is as I check out this Atticus Emilius, I'm going to mark that student as not with me. And you'll notice our Needs Review tab has a 1. I'm actually going to do one more, Stevie Friedrich. And now it's got a 2. This is going to be sort of your most important tab to keep an eye on. So, for example, I marked those students not with me. If you happen to know Atticus is absent, you can mark Atticus absent. But however, maybe I'll just do one more. Maybe that teacher left a note, and I'm going to mark Charlie Murphy as not with me. And Charlie's going to show up in this tab now. And you'll notice the note. She's with Mrs. Miller. The ultimate goal here is that Mrs. Miller is going to add Charlie to her list and mark her as accounted for. So you as an admin staff, as long as that student isn't missing, should start to see this list disappear and dwindle down here. So I went ahead and marked Charlie with me now, and Charlie has disappeared, and Charlie is now in the accounted tab and with still that note. Now, I may have decided to mark another note that override that, and that's okay, but I didn't do that in this case. And I did not switch teachers, but normally this would say by Mrs. Miller, because Mrs. Miller would have claimed that student. Of course, you can also see that students are absent, or if a student was at the restroom and turns up to you or you're one of your office staff, you can go ahead and mark them accounted for as well, and they'll move to the absent tab. And you can see on the right here in our dashboard that our student accountability tab is moving down. So let me finish up on the teacher side. I'll just real briefly here show you what's going to happen at the end here, there we go. I've marked all my students, and I only have 9 of the 13 students. So you're going to have a few that are most likely going to wind up in needs review. But because I don't have 2 teachers running for this demo, these are going to stay here. So I'm going to go ahead and account for those students and say Mackenzie here is absent. And now we've got our accountability tab turned green. We're good to go. Teachers are not done reporting, so I'm going to go ahead and click done on my end from the teacher. And now you can see Stephen Butcher's done reporting. And there you have it. In 5 minutes and 28 seconds, we completed a drill successfully. And of course, with 1 teacher and me talking. When you're finished and you're sure all this is good to go, you can end the roll call. And that's going to take you, well, first of all, it's going to give you a notification. Are you sure you want to end this? That way, if you accidentally bump it, it's not going to end the roll call early. Once I'm sure, I'll click OK. And that's going to take me to my report. And this, I believe, is the most powerful feature of this software. This is a total report of everything that happened during this drill. You have, most importantly, the timing. Of course, you have drill details on the left, and then scrolling down the list, we have our student numbers, we have teacher activity. I do want to show you, if you can click back to roll call, but I'm just going to go to the incident log, and now we can see all of the incidents that we've run in the system, in this test system anyway. Yours, of course, will show yours. We've also got a nice downloadable print-friendly PDF that you can keep in your files or use for reporting purposes. And there you have it. I hope that you'll let us know if you have any questions, and I really hope this goes well for you and helps to make your drills and incidents run smoother.